Hey everyone, welcome to another Goody Reader review video. My name is Michael.
This here's Peter.
Today we have the Samsung Galaxy 4 Nook 10.1 inch edition. Peter, give us the 360 and tell us a little bit more about the hardware.
Barnes & Noble didn't have a hand in designing this, so it is going to appear 100% Samsung. You have the logoing, the camera, flush bezel and screen, back button, multi-window button, home. Everything kind of happens on the top here. You have a power button, volume up and down, micro SD, and a sensor. You also have a speaker on the right, speaker on the left, 3.5mm headphone jack, and a micro USB port on the bottom. Looking at the back, we have a nice tight plastic, offers a decent amount of grip, and it's not quite piano finish, so you don't get as many fingerprints, but it is still kind of fingerprinty, and you have a rear-facing camera for all your main shots.
This is the main UI. As you can see here, you have the Barnes & Noble shop and your library as customized widgets. Really, if you buy the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 off the shelf, you'll pretty well just get like a vanilla tablet experience, much like this. Basically what Barnes & Noble did to separate themselves is they made like custom apps. So you have your Nook shop app, you have a discovery, you have your library, customized settings for everything involved in Nook. So PDF page turn rates, do you want curl, do you want just a sliding page turn, and then you have, if you put to the side here, you have all the default Google apps and short keys. This is running KitKat, so it's a fairly modern version of Android. With this widget, if you click here, you can actually scroll, which I think is pretty cool. It's like your shortcut basically. But then if you click on Nook Library here, everything's more organized. So you have your ebooks, magazines, movie and television shows, kids books, newspapers, and then your personalized shelves or any type of files that you've loaded in yourself, like PDF files, or if you're loading in your own MP3s and so on. So this is your main sort of store that you have here. Barnes & Noble's really developed a really nice UI here. It's pretty easy to find everything that you want. Of course, their app store leaves something to be desired for. But you can see on the home screen here, it's a heavy amount of curation and editorial content. I'm reading this book right now. It's awesome. But while we're here, you can get a sense of how it all looks. Your Nook search basically searches your Nook and searches the bookstore for any particular author. Your Nook is pretty well based on purchases that you've made or search terms that you've typed into the Nook store. Kind of gives you a list of content. We've looked at the Nook library. Nook settings is basically you can control your widgets. What do you want to appear? Nook Video, you can link your ultraviolet account. So if you buy Blu-rays or DVDs with ultraviolet to get the digital edition, you can redeem the digital edition on your Nook tablet and actually watch anything that you have purchased on here. Of course, the books, get a lot of options here, including being able to download additional dictionaries in German, Spanish, French, Italian, or Dutch.
We're going to look at a Nook ebook because we are Goody Reader and this is what we do. So you see we have page curl on, which offers a very nice animation, so it's very cool. Flip the page. If you tap in the center, you get some various options like contents, notes and highlights, bookmarks, lookups. You can change the text. You have 8 sizes of text here. To the very large, everything changes dynamically, all the way down to the very small, so you can get a decent amount of text on the page. You also get different margins. Spread it right to the end or make it really tight so you have a little bit of room. Line spacing and 6 different styles. So you have black and white, stone, and a couple different tans and browns. You also have a couple different styles of fonts, not nearly as many as say a Kobo device, and not really anything you've ever heard of before like Mundo Sans and stuff. So that's pretty much primarily how you can change the text. Once you're in a book, you can long press. This allows you to do different colors of highlights. You can do notes, add a note, check out the keyboard. It utilizes the Samsung keyboard. So I've saved a note, and you can do other things like dictionary lookup, share it to social media platforms, and so on.
Okay, so reading ebooks is something that you're going to obviously be doing on a tablet that's more geared towards reading, but you can also do a lot of other things like read comic books. Barnes & Noble sells an extensive selection of only graphic novels. You can't buy single issues through them, but you can get graphic novels. They range in price from just like a few dollars all the way to like $22 to $30. If buying single issues matter to you, I probably recommend to purchase or download like Marvel Unlimited, Comixology, DC, or whatever your favorite comic app is. You could also download things like Crunchyroll manga or Viz in order to read like more of like manga. Read like stuff that's based on anime, things like that. So with comics, you don't get the best experience with the default Barnes & Noble reader, because you can't really tap and look at panel by panel. You have to kind of like scroll around.
Nat Geo. There's a magazine, so you can see we have page turn animations. It's not controllable with your finger, like you can't guide it along. It's just really how it changes altogether. You have pinch and zoom, and it doesn't pinch and zoom too deep, but you don't really need to because it's a very large display. You can also do double tap. It doesn't reflow or anything. It just simply gives you an extra level of zoom. And if we tap the center, we have something you don't get in real magazines, which is a thumbnail table of contents view. So we can go and look at this guy fish, tap right away, and we're all the way over to that page. Oh, that's pleasant. Eating some dead fish. But yeah, the quality is very high. And we also have article view, which we'll show you right now. We'll go to another page like this one, and we go article view. It then strips away all of the images, fades out the background, and you just read the body of text that was in the top corner. You can go back to page view by clicking the bottom.
Yeah, these are cool things. I kind of wish that Barnes & Noble continued to offer the ability to be able to make scrapbooks, which they had in the Nook HD and HD Plus. One of the things that Barnes & Noble does well is sell a lot of interactive content that's aimed at kids.
So once we start here, it'll just start reading.
Disney, Pixar. Lightning McQueen was a race car. He was flashy red and had a shiny lightning bolt on his side. He even had adoring fans, but he also had a big...
So you can see that things kind of flash and there's little animations on screen. You can read along chunk by chunk here. So it's very, very nice for kids, I would imagine. That gives you a good interaction. You can click on things like the siren, and it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of stuff where you could either have the narrator talking, or you can turn off like the read aloud features and have your kid just read it on its own.
So this is a newspaper. You see some stuff is installing in the background, so you can just disregard that. We have a 2-page spread, much like a real newspaper is. If it gets hard to see, you get a pinch and zoom, and it then fits the screen edge to edge, and quite a bit of control over everything. If you tap the center, whoops. There we are. We have our thumbnail table of contents once again, so we can quick nav to any page we so desire. Like that one. You can double tap on stuff and get a little bit of a closer view. And of course we have article view once more, so you can choose whatever is nearby, like this one. Click on that, it fades away everything, and you get the article view. And page view is returnable at the click of a button.
One of the benefits is that you could access Google Play, and Google Play is bundled on here. So you could easily discover new content, but you could also get movies and television shows. You can buy music and everything like that. Obviously, Google has a deeper and richer ecosystem than Barnes & Noble does. But at least with 3 different options to get content, there's no shortage of avenues for people to employ to be able to get the content that you want, download the alternative apps that you want, and have more flexibility and control. So drop a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 Nook, this 10.1 inch model. For GoodieReader.com, my name is Michael.
And this is Peter.
Everybody take care.